We will call him. Good evening, everyone, to the Monday, April 6, 2026 meeting of the Village of Lansing Board of Trustees. My first order of business is to call a roll. Susan Ainsley.
Present.
Carolyn Greenwald is absent tonight. Pat Gillespie. Here. Kathleen Yen. Here. And Ronnie Harder is here, so we have quorum 4. The next order of business is the public comment period. Is there any, there's no one in the room. Is there anyone online? No one's online. I will move that we close the public comment period. That has no comments. I need a second.
Second.
Susan seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The next order of business is to approve our minutes from March 12th and 16th of 2026. Jody, I forgot to check. Was everyone at all meetings?
Yes.
Okay. So we can approve these in tandem. So I will move that we approve the draft minutes for March 12th and March 16th, 2026.
Second.
Susan seconds. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Great.
Did you see this on back here, Jane?
I saw that.
Okay. I didn't quite understand what you're saying, so I went back and listened to it and did your work.
And thank you for making the changes.
Sure.
We're going to have to wait a minute or so for our first public hearing. It's 7:35 now. Okay. I will move that we open the public hearing for proposed local law C 2026 to allow the override of the tax levy limit established in general municipal law, section 3-C.
Second.
Susan seconds. All those in favor of opening the meeting say aye. Aye. Okay. Well, my guess is still no one online, no one in the room. Okay. Then, hearing no public comment, seeing no public comment online, would someone like to move that we close the public hearing? Kathleen moves. Need a second? Pat seconds. All those in favor of closing the public hearing for proposed local law C 2026, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So the next order of business is to approve proposed local law C 2026. And that would be which local law, Jody?
It's going to be 3, and Natalie has prepared a resolution.
Okay.
It should be in your pile right there.
Oh, it must be on the back of the sheet. Sorry.
No, I just printed them out for everybody. I don't want you to-
It's on the back page.
Oh, yeah, there you go. No,
No.
that's it.
Okay.
Here, it's in your pile. There's a resolution. You see it?
You see the whereas, but not the first page.
Oh, it's proposed law. It's not, oh, it was here. I picked it up. I picked it up accidentally. Yes, I apologize. Okay. We're back on track now. So our resolution is to adopt local law C 2026 to allow the override of the tax levy limit established in general municipal law, section 3-C as local law 3, 2026. I need a second. Oh, move that. I need a second.
Second.
Susan seconds. Is there any comment or concerns? Okay. I don't think we really need to read this. Since it will be in the minutes. Okay, so all those in favor of approving this resolution, say aye. Aye. Okay, thank you. So we have just enough time to do the next public hearing. This one's a little more important. It's a public hearing for our 2026-27 proposed budget that we've made available on the website. I will move this public hearing. Someone needs to second that.
Second.
All those in favor of opening the public hearing, say aye.
Would you like me to give the summary? That all written out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
The
Jim.
tax rate will remain at $1.50 per thousand assessed value. This results in a 1% increase in real property tax collection. However, in lieu of taxes, collection is down 56%. So the total collected is actually increased by $4,307, which is nothing. This year budget shows about a 20% total increase to the general fund. This is mainly because we did not do Uptown Craft Sidewalk Project, which was budgeted for in 25 and 26, which is this year. This in turn increased the appropriated fund balance for 26-27 to $1,210,559, and the project was rebudgeted. The water fund shows a 45.67% increase, but that is because we have transferred $395,600 to reserve to fund a large project in the next year or two. There are no big water projects in this year's budget. Without the budget transfer, the total appropriations are increased by 5.82%, and Bolton Point had a water rate increase of 6%. The sewer fund shows a 21.35% increase because of the transferring of $430,000 to reserve to fund the next big sewer project. There are no big sewer projects scheduled for this year. It is a planning year. The budget represents a 12% increase in the Village of Cuba Heights rate. Without the budget transfer, the total appropriations would be decreased by 2.23%. And that is your summary.
Okay. Thank you, Jody. That's a good summary. And that will be in the minutes, correct?
Yeah, it's already there.
Excellent. That's excellent. Thank you. Are there any questions or concerns?
Thank you, Jody.
There is no one online and no one in the room. So I will move that we close the public hearing for our 2026-27 budget.
Second.
Susan seconds. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So we actually need to do
Resolution to adopt the 26-27 budget.
Okay. I will make a resolution that we adopt our draft budget for the 2026-2027
So it would be the proposed budget
proposed budget. So
as the adopted.
as we adopted in our public hearing. Okay. Pat seconds. All those in favor of actually using the budget, say aye. Okay. You can use the budget now. Thank you. Okay. The next order of business, sorry about my voice, it's just been one of those days, is to consider the request to waive the 30-day advance notice for the fish fryer liquor license. I think we all received a copy of that. Is there any concern with waiving?
And Scott has no issues with this.
Yeah,
And they plan to sell liquor, wine, beer, and cider.
Okay.
Okay, this is a standard thing that we do.
Yeah. So, I guess I will move that we do
To waive the 30-day advance
30-day
notice
advance notice for the fish fryer liquor license.
for GG Kelly LLC 9, AKA Fish Fryer,
Okay.
to be official.
Gigi Kelly LLC 9,
Mhm.
AKA Fish Fryer. Thank you.
Second.
Susan seconds. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, Jody, can you tell us about waiving the surcharge for the account in 1746?
So a resident at 31 Highgate Circle is requesting that they waive her water and sewer surcharge in the amount of $78.52. Bolton Point contacted her and she had a leaky toilet that kept running, but she has resolved the problem. But has requested that we adjust her account. This calculation takes into consideration that our highest consumption for the past year was 6,300 gallons, which she would still pay for, but the excess over that amount, she would only pay the Bolton Point and Village Cuba Heights fees because they won't waive them. And we would just do a one-time courtesy of waiving her surcharge.
Okay. So this is the only time that she's done this?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
first and only
Yeah,
time, right?
yeah. well, one time.
And Bolton Point says so in the engineering and operations report.
Oh, excellent. So we have verification of the
Well, they report on who's over.
Well, not who, address.
They do.
When they,
Oh, okay.
he was, I'll just, well, I can forward this whole packet on to you if you all wanted to look at it. I mean, it's charts and graphs and, but, yeah, yes, they do. Anyway,
Interesting. Thank you, Susan.
you're welcome.
Are there any concerns about waiving the surcharge?
No, none.
Okay, all of those in favor say
We
aye.
didn't do a second.
Oh,
Who's second?
You first. You can't second in first.
I think I have this here, but.
Oh,
okay.
That's okay.
Sorry.
I'm just being a very smart person. Verifying that.
I'm typing and not looking up, so thank you.
All those in favor of waiving the surcharge for N 1746, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Our next is a discussion of, this just came up this week, of our village opting out of the state's RPTL.
Yeah, so it is exemptions
Real
for
property tax law.
school, yeah, solar.
And this, they say that this started in 2023, but I don't remember.
The law was actually adopted and last modified in 2021.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I did some research on it. A few municipalities, only 2 municipalities in Tompkins County have completely opted out of the exemption. That is, let's see, one of them recently retracted. Groton and the town of Lansing have opted out of the exemption. And then there's also, if you stay in the exemption, then the exemption is only for those taxes allocated to the solar system itself, not all of the real property on which the solar system sits. So it's a limited exemption.
Okay.
And if you want, if you're in the exemption and a developer comes to you, they give you notice of their intent to do a development, you will have 60 days if you want to force them to do a pilot in lieu of taxes.
Okay.
There is the option for a municipality to adopt a local law which just says every time a developer comes to us, we're going to require a pilot. So you're not beholden to the 60 days notice and trying to track those, especially for larger like counties. It's a problem within the 60 days. So Tompkins County did a resolution, Portland County did a local law. Of the municipalities in Tompkins County that I could find, I noted that the town of Ithaca has done a local law and the town of Dryden has done a local law to have a blanket pilot requirement for any solar system that comes to their municipality.
So they're actually opting in with the pilot requirement or variation from the law.
Only on commercial entities. There's a model law for this from New York State. Both of those municipalities, Dryden and Ithaca, have modified it slightly.
Okay.
Both of them, however, only apply to commercial arrays.
Right. I was wondering if we could apply ours to E Tier 3. Because that's most likely to be the commercial.
Yeah,
Smaller
really
commercials
like
would not, or residentials would not really be that should be exempt. So we need to discuss, do we want to stay in the New York State law and require a pilot for the larger projects over a certain square feet? 1324 square feet, I think, is the...
Or it could just be an ad hoc basis where if we get an application for a large array, you just notify them within the 60 days that you'll be requiring a pilot.
But we don't have to have the pilot signed.
No, just notifying them.
Just a notification. Okay. Discussion.
So this just deals with pilots, not regardless of, what was it, 500 megawatts? You'd still be encouraged to go to the IDA, but would it also, what's the advantage of updating or having a local law or incorporating it into the existing solar law versus a resolution?
Well, you can't do a resolution, it would have to be a local law.
Right.
only a school district should really be doing the resolution. I know the county did a resolution.
So, how about community benefit agreements?
The town of Dryden and the town of Ithaca incorporated those within their pilot law. It's not in the model law, but they did require it as part of their pilot law.
So it's greater flexibility into the municipality.
Well, both would be, certainly the pilot would be required, but then an optional benefit agreement.
So do we have a copy of that local law?
I did not, but I can circulate them tonight via email.
I just wanted to start our discussion tonight. I don't think it's an emergency or something we need to do quickly, but we need to get going with
Yeah,
it.
what's the name of the,
I hadn't heard of it before either, so it caught me by surprise, but at least they've given us.
Yeah, and the town of Dryden only just did their pilot law in 2024. The town of Ithaca just did theirs last October. So they're an option into that. But yeah, you only have to notify them of the intent to require a contract for pilot within the 60 days to actually complete the pilot.
Okay, because sometimes those pilot negotiations can be long.
And that would just be for the village. Obviously, they're also subject to the school district, county, anyone else could require that.
Right. So it's just tougher. I know that we had a pilot agreement of some sort for the Lansing Meadows development. Do we do that ourselves? Do we negotiate
No,
that?
it's all through Tompkins County.
All through the
No, it's
IDA,
not.
it's through the IDA.
Currently, we only have 2 left. So that's what your in lieu of taxes are
Right,
the pilot programs.
right. Okay. But, yeah, that's what I was curious, because I don't think I was involved in those negotiations before, maybe right when I started or just before I started as a trustee, and so I just wasn't sure what process you use. So the IDA will be negotiating that between the developer and us, right, at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah, so what happens then too is they negotiate and have the whole deal. Tompkins County Finance every year will send me what the in lieu of taxes is gonna be. It's gonna be based on this amount. So basically, they tell me what the amount's gonna be based on. I plug in our tax rate and then I write them a bill. There's only, I think, 2 or 3 that we have left. We don't have any left anymore. We used to have a lot of them. We used to have like 10 of them at one time. Yeah, most of them for the business, the technology.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. So we don't have to make a decision tonight. We need to think about it. If you can circulate that law.
And I'll circulate the other articles that
And personally, it sounds like if we could just leave it alone and do a 60-day window, and if that becomes a burden, then we can pass a law that says from now on, all of them have to be pilots of a certain size. So, I mean, we could use this model, I don't know of any large, for sure, or any large developments that's coming along, but I'm concerned, not concerned, I'm suspicious that something might be coming down the road, and that's what caused Jay Franklin to contact us. So, something we will know about soon. So, okay, so I guess we would need a model of the law, and if there's a template for the notification letter to the deputy. But if we had both of those, either one, we would be, if we have the letter, the notification letter, if we haven't passed a law, then we can at least implement that.
Yeah.
Through state law.
Okay. I can do that.
Does that sound good to everyone?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, great. So there's really no decision except to get more information. I always like giving work to Natalie first. She does all of it.
one
And we
thing,
appreciate that.
one thing in this resolution, it says solar, wind, et cetera, and so that bothers me.
Yeah.
Because
The local laws are more spelled out as to
Yeah.
specific, yeah.
Because there are other energy systems that could be
Yes. They try to encompass all the alternative or clean energy solutions in that, I guess. So, okay. if we have any of those come along, they could all, in the meantime, they could all be served with a notification that because they're of the story size, they have to negotiate a pilot on behalf of those. Okay. Okay, the next thing is the emergency preparedness plan. Kathleen and I attended a presentation on the comprehensive emergency management plan that the county put together. And I think that tomorrow night, at tomorrow night's legislature meeting, they will be considering probably approving that. What we need to work on, we were requested to work on, is an addendum that will be attached to the county's comprehensive plan just for the village. So if you remember one of our prior meetings, I asked for our emergency management plan. It's actually called emergency preparedness plan, and it was way outdated. It was the last updated in 2010. Some of the agencies and departments that were listed for notification don't even exist anymore. What I did is I updated it. This is a first draft. We do not have to vote on this tonight. I just wanted you to see this and discuss it and let you know what's going on. The plan that I gave you is only five. It might turn out to be 6 pages long when we're finished with it. So this is what we would enact if there is an emergency identified within the boundaries of the village of Lansing. It is like a rapid response plan. It's very short. These are the steps we have to take. Kathleen is working on getting our comprehensive management plan, they call it CEP, CEP, or KEN. But she's starting to pull the information to populate our part of that addendum template. That's going to be much longer because it's giving a lot of details for the county, therefore for the state, that they require. But when we're trying to react to something quickly within the village, it's going to be too long to go through that. That doesn't mean that once it's done, we don't have to read it and understand it, because there's some maintenance within there. How often do you update it? You log when you updated it, or at least reviewed it, and with no updates. Also, who receives a copy of your the addendum, or who should receive a copy of the addendum, and that would be the people that we would contact with our village emergency notifications. So it would be the county, the Department of Emergency Response, probably the Lansing Fire, Town of Lansing Fire Department. We might give a copy to Village of Cottage Heights, Town of Lansing, if we want to have a municipal agreement with them that we would all support each other for our emergency plans that are contained or confined to that area, Town of Lansing, Village of Cottage Heights. We kind of have to decide that, so this is not complete. We would need a really brief memorandum of understanding that we can negotiate with them, and just, it would be a matter of shared services in an emergency situation. So I think that unofficially, word of mouth, handshake type thing, I think those already exist from what I understand, talking with John about sharing equipment and resources and so forth. But for this, and particularly for our addendum for the county plan, I think they're probably going to require something in writing. So just to let you know.
It just facilitates things in an emergency.
Right. So
So no rush on this?
there is no deadline. There's a
The end of the year.
quasi deadline
Well,
end of the
it could be
year.
more than-
And for the addendum, for us, we don't have a plan really. If we tried to enact our current plan, we wouldn't be able to contact anyone because they don't exist. We could get things done. But our plan has an internal deadline that we have not had to use an emergency preparedness plan before. But we need one, we want one. So I will continue adding to this. Kathleen will be providing information that will need to kind of filter into here, or at least refer to it in the addendum for more clarification. There probably will be some training involved. Kathleen was recommending some staged or tabletop emergency training things where we kind of sit down, this is emergency, this is what we do, just to see, kind of go through it a few times so we're familiar with it. And that way we all know if I'm out and I can't declare an emergency, and in this case, Carolyn's in Denmark, she can't declare an emergency, one of you three would have to do that. So, just, anyway, that's all,
That's it.
anyway. I will continue improving this. There are things I do want to add, but I wanted to give you an idea and a scope of what I was doing and why I'm keeping it short. Kathleen has the much greater burden of putting together all the information we need in it. So at some point.
So it becomes two separate.
Yeah, they're two separate things. One, this was for action, the other one was for documentation and
Do you want
complete.
So doing,
I'm sorry?
do you want help doing a piece?
This piece is, if I do, I will ask. I definitely want people to review it and look at it, and stuff, because you could spot something that I read right over.
Yeah,
So-
I took a quick look.
And you will be, once the legislature approves it, it's okay for the people involved in working on the plan to have a copy of that.
Yeah.
And we'll be meeting with everybody individually, because each person has their specific role and
Who's
responsibility. Each staff member, as
Here,
laid out
here.
in,
Our staff,
Yeah.
okay.
And some of that's kind of reflected in this small document, but her document is a lot more detailed. The county's plan just the county's plan is 86 pages long, I believe, 84, 86. And the template that we're filling out is 52
something like
pages.
that, yeah.
But there's a lot of space.
Right, and each department will have their say on, well, this works for the village, this doesn't, so that you can add the later modify.
Right.
The template's already there.
And then kind of if something within the addendum from county needs to be reflected here or referred to, I will add those in here, see this within that addendum. So that's why this is not quite complete, but I will keep it as, and this is a plan, it's a policy, it's not a law or anything, it's something we can update pretty quickly.
I think this is something else that we should add to our organizational meeting. And look at every year.
Review.
Yeah, but we won't have it ready for this year.
I don't think we will. I tried, but the more I look at it, if we had to act on this, we could, but it's not complete, and I like to at least have it as complete as possible. So, anyway, thank you, Susan. If you need help, I'll pass it over to you. If you would read through this one, just critique it and say, is there something that's not clear?
I enabled my Microsoft 365, but I didn't touch it.
Okay.
No, everybody's input is really welcome, the more heads the better.
So, let's hope we never have to use it. Let's be prepared if we need to. Okay. Thank you.
So there's a whole scope of, preparedness is a huge component, and they've got all the steps laid out on that. And then there's the actual incident, then there's the recovery period. But there's also the debriefing, which is just as critical, where you go, okay, this is how we can do things better, and that would get incorporated annually. And a good time is the organizational meeting.
So if we do have an incident and we do perform action, then we would document what we did and debrief, document through the debriefing that we all understand that this is what happened, here's how we responded. These are things that didn't work very well, these things worked very well, and improve those. So that's the way these things go. But it's hard when you don't have a real emergency. Yeah, every time I do a tabletop demonstration or scenario, it's, well, you got, oh, let's see, let me think about this, but in an emergency sometimes, you have to not think so much and just do it. So, anyway, just in this case, be prepared for the preparedness plan, because it's coming. Okay. On general discussion, I'm going to start for Carolyn tonight. She wanted us to look at and approve a signature on this agreement for the beautification funding, which was $4,000 this year, so we got a pretty good amount. Did everyone get a chance to look at this?
Yes.
Would you have?
Thank you, cooperative extension.
Yeah, yes. I will probably need to sign this, but I think Carolyn should be your contact, or she's been working with them all along. So I'll sign this, we can scan it in and send it to them.
That link you have, I think you can do it.
Oh, that's right, because I almost accidentally started the signature process, and what's that blue box? Okay, I'll do that on mine, and then I'll have a copy, and I'll send it to Jody when I'm done. And I will send it to Carol and, what's her name? Janine, thank you. I'll send a copy and then they will sign it and I guess we'll get a copy of your signed.
I think we should do a resolution to, yeah.
Okay. I will propose a resolution that we sign the agreement for beautification funding for 2026 for the Village of Lansing. This is from the Tompkins County Cooperative Extension in Tompkins County.
Second.
Susan seconds. All those in favor say aye. Oh, sorry, Kathleen, did you have a question?
And do we want to and designate the contact person as?
Yes. Within this resolution, we will state that the mayor will sign the agreement. Carolyn Greenwald will be the contact for our beautification fund use. Second? With that change? Okay, so was that a friendly amendment? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, I'll sign this online. I'll definitely send you a copy once it tells me I've got it. All right, Pat.
Reached out to a colleague, graphic designer, about a logo.
Yep.
He didn't get back to me today. I asked him if he's unable to help us out, if he could at least give us some recommendations of some designers in the area who might be able to help us. So
Okay.
hopefully I'll hear back from him tomorrow.
Okay.
And I know he'll be online, we have staff meeting tomorrow.
All right. Thank you for tracking that down.
Sure.
Anything else?
That's it.
Kathleen?
Do you want to go ahead?
No,
Okay.
you were called on first.
This is just general discussion, right?
Just general discussion.
Okay.
Yeah. Something we need to know that hasn't been covered already.
Okay. Where did I put it? My brain's on paper, otherwise I will forget. I had a question. Chapter 145.10, we had talked about prohibited uses language. I just wondered if that needed to be expanded.
To what?
That chapter 145.10, it had come up in a previous meeting about was there a need for some language in our code anticipating some emerging issues that the planning board.
Yeah, we're working up some drafts. I thought it was just like to hold them in case there was a need or a want to use them imminently.
So 14510 was just one sentence of
I don't recall what 14510 is off the top
any
of my head.
facility or use not specifically permitted in this chapter permitted through special permit or plan development or procedure is hereby prohibited.
Okay.
So just
Okay,
just
I'll
leave
take a look
out
at
to
it.
myself. So task force did not meet, but the next meeting is on the schedule for April 30th, 1 to 2 p.m. in the village office. Cuba Lake Watershed and Municipal Organization met March 25th, and everybody got the agenda packets. It included the Seneca Cuba Canal resolution that was passed by Seneca County, and then there was a draft, if the village wanted to consider it, that you got. And your edits, which basically removed the focus on yellow.
Yes.
Yes. If the village wanted to consider, and why? Because the two water bodies are connected by a canal, and because of the hydrology of the water, even if the state doesn't consider it part of the watershed, water does not know boundaries, and they have documented the nutrients and do impact the Cuba Lake. So there's, from a financial point of view, in terms of grant eligibility, and their argument would be just the long-term impact on the lake, on our watershed.
So would the resolution help the Queen, would help
Raises
Queen
awareness.
get, or apply for new grants or expanded grants?
It could.
It could. So is it basically just to let the state know that our watershed does think that canal is part of the watershed,
Right.
although it's not the state's taking, the state's claiming it's not.
Correct.
Maybe it would help the state to reconsider that.
And it increases awareness. Some people weren't even aware that the canal existed.
I'm not sure I did.
I didn't.
I know.
Yeah, you didn't know it was there. You can get all the way to the ocean from Cuba Lake.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Well, thinking about
Mhm.
it, yes.
And it connects over the Erie Canal, and, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have a boat.
I've
been to.
A boat owner would know.
Yeah.
Go through the lots.
I bet Don knew.
Well, but you know, the big deal is that do they raise the water level? If, you know, old people, that's very important.
Or people that have cottages on the lake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the water level.
And so that was a surprise to me because it is, you know, but to document it, because you're right, people don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that canal. That's just, but I'm not a boat owner, so.
Oh, Ronnie, you should take a trip.
Got one for sale, you want it?
Bring on another 1,000.
And then the presentations and everything are included in the packet minutes, so anytime you miss something. Oh, and the August 2025 minutes have the actual UTIP clip of both the of two presentations, so it would be at the 30-minute mark.
Okay.
There were two 30-minute presentations, if you're interested in hearing it.
And it became more apparent after Isaac came on board. They actually had a watershed manager.
Yeah, that's what that's what the county needed, was that
Yeah,
person.
and they didn't have him, you know, in the beginning with Cleo.
Yeah.
So,
It was just starting to look for him whenever I transitioned off. So.
So Isaac and Lisa Clapper, Finger Lakes Institute director, the ones that gave that presentation back in August. So the 2025 annual report, I think I forwarded to everybody. That was part of the watershed manager's report. And then the chair's report had the letter of support they sent to the federal government on behalf of Kyoto Heights for funding for wastewater improvements. Dues invoices 16,1661 amount is actually less than it was the previous year, and that got confirmed. There was a presentation on funding from the New York State Office of Planning, Development, and Community Infrastructure. April Brunn, who was the research specialist, gave a presentation on all the funding. So there's a link to that. Both Isaac and Roxana Johnson are willing to come back again and one-on-one or present to the trustees or trustees planning board and staff this year to just update on what's available.
What's going on? When do we think they should come in? When do we think they should come in?
That would be maybe something we want to talk about around the schedule for the upcoming year.
Yeah, just so we can pick a time and invite them and see what we can talk about. Okay.
I'm looking at the calendar.
Okay.
The work calendar. The next meeting is an in-person one, May 25th from 3 to 5. And the tentative agenda is to follow up on the Seneca Canal monitoring and projects in Seneca County. And the state lawmakers have been invited as well. I don't have a location yet. That's to be determined. And then the Environmental Management Council, April 9th is their upcoming meeting. And there'll be report discussion. There will be two actually. One is what's next for UNAs. Those are unique natural areas. And it's a land trust perspective on local land conservation with Max Heitner from the Universe Land Trust. And then the second one will be the 2024 greenhouse gas inventory with Terry Carroll from Tompkins County Planning and Sustainability Department.
Is that a county perspective for
Yeah.
the greenhouse gases?
He's been working on that. And then members will be participating in the Earth Day Festival. It's hosted by Cornell Cooperative Extension Tompkins County in partnership with a large list of other organizations, but it's actually held down on the commons in Ithaca from noon to 5.
What day is it?
Hmm.
What day?
The 18th.
April 18th.
Saturday, April 18th, noon to 5. On the commons. And I sent a poster, and on the poster there's the website link that Cornell Cooperative Extension. So they're still adding partners and organizations that are talking that. And UMC is one of those sponsor partners. And then the May will be an in-person meeting, and municipalities will be getting the invitation. Sorry.
Is this for EMC? Okay.
And it's inviting all the area conservation advisory councils to talk about the projects they're involved in, issues, etc. Water Resources Council. At the April 2nd peak meeting, the Planning, Energy, and Environmental Quality Meeting Committee of the county legislature, they presented their 2025 report to that committee.
Okay.
So you should be seeing that soon.
Okay. So that was a summary of what had happened in
Yeah, they
2025.
basically wrote down everything that they had accomplished during the year, presentations, speakers, and their KMDL fact sheet for municipalities that every municipality had.
Okay.
And that is it.
Anything? That's it?
Oh, well, that's it. The rest is next. I'll stop.
Thank you, Kathy. Susan?
Planning board was canceled, so I didn't cover that. Youth Services Board met. They're looking again for someone to replace Teresa. They reworked the job description, which seems to happen quite often, you know, to identify areas of expertise to draw the appropriate candidate. So it's like, why didn't they do that in the first place? You know, rather than, so it's happened at Fulton Point, you know, it seems to be happening all over, rewriting job descriptions. So looking for that successful candidate. And they're running out of time because Teresa's gone in July.
Yeah, she's a loss.
Huge loss. Yeah. So that seems to be what's happening throughout the county. The Learning Web has assumed operations of the Open Doors program. So that's good. Municipal Youth Services is,
Oh, excuse me.
What?
What was Open Doors again?
what'd you say?
What is the Open Doors program?
Open Doors is when you don't have a place to go.
Okay, I thought
And
this.
so it's placement,
Okay,
out-of-home placement and appropriate facilities.
gotcha. Okay.
So, let's see, Rec Partnership, they're meeting with new reps from the city of Ithaca and Tompkins County, so that's good. So that means that the county legislators are now, it's Veronica Pillar and Randy Brown. Soon to be, and they're very, very invested in youth and their situations here in the county. So that's that for them. And of course, TCOG had a couple of presentations about fiber, what is it? Fiber optic presentations to people trying to get broadband out to those places like Caroline and Enfield and Newfield. Hills seem to be a problem and population. So that's not new news.
No, it's just ongoing.
Yeah, but the good thing is there are people out there who are still looking to provide. So I suppose that's not a bad thing at a reduced cost to those people who can't get it from Spectrum or whomever is providing services for other parts of the county. That's that. So nothing's, except Fulton Point. And they're just fixing water leaks and keeping things rolling. And they do an incredible amount of training for their engineers and their operators and for their staff.
They also do a lot of external training, which is
Yes.
young people and potential candidates to go into trades, and it's impressive.
It's very, and it's nice that we have Fulton Point guys out there to kind of fix water leaks, and so John and staff don't have to do that themselves.
Yeah.
And what I found most interesting is there's a lot of cooperation, not just with the village, but everybody within Fulton Point, the service area. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Susan. For me tonight, I things that I'm working on. We're still looking for an external HR service. We budgeted for that. I contacted Ruby Pulliam, who is the director of the human resources for the county. Again, sorry, I'm just like, I'm playing anyway. She is looking, everything she's finding right now, she thinks might be too expensive for us, so she wants to continue looking, because we have asked for something that's an on-demand type HR service. So she's doing a little more investigation to find us, to find us someone, or more than one if possible, to recommend. And that would start the process, and we can take that and potentially investigate others that have similar services and see if we can get the best cost or best quality. But I think.
Who's giving the recommendation?
I'm sorry?
Who's giving the
Oh,
recommendation?
Ruby Pulliam, the director of Tompkins County Human Resources. They use services, and they're aware of services as they work with other municipalities. So we're trying to find a good fit for us, since we have a small staff. So she's still looking, and she said that she would contact me when she has some information. I think she was out over the Easter holidays for a little while. We're also working on our deputy clerk treasurer job description. Jody's working on that, and I also requested that Jody come up with a training plan as she's doing that, so that we would help evaluate. And
The training plan is something that's gonna happen not until we have somebody.
sure.
It's not gonna be something that's done before.
Oh, no.
No,
Yes,
it's
they may have.
absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
But getting ideas, things that they have to be trained in. So she's working on that, and so we'll be ready to go as soon as that's done. The other thing is a budget, our budget plan. I have been working on that, and I think I got a copy that I can send to everyone tomorrow. I'm going to read through it one more time. Basically, it's just saying what budgets we have, what trends we monitor, and if we go from general, I think it's unallocated. That's not unallocated. It's a pot of money that we can use for anything. If that goes below a certain amount or above a certain amount, that we would take action. It doesn't say
Are
specific.
you talking about fund balance?
Fund balance policy, yes, thank you.
Okay.
And it's very short. It's like 2 or 3 pages, it's not very long. So the thing we have to pay attention to is what percentage boundaries or parameters do we want to have? Try to keep 15%, which is roughly 2 months of sustaining the village if our revenues dry up, and or 25%, which is 3 months. And I think the county scope goes to 25%, but that's generally the range that most municipalities stay within, 15 to 25, and the way I think that's 2 to 3 months. So what do we want to do? And if we're over that, then we can determine, I know we've had discussions, we have excess money, and is there anything that we need that's a one-time expense that we can purchase? So we would just need to discuss that. And that's pretty much all this call about this process.
Is this the same one that you sent before that you had me look at, that I've recreated?
I never heard anything back, so I picked it up. I'll send it out and take a look at it. It's not formal, so we have to accept it, obviously, vote. So it's for review. So
I thought we were gonna have like just a one-page, very general, fast thing, but then also have a procedural that would be different, that like explains how we decide the tax rate, and how we decide how much money we wanna have, and that whole budget process, how you come up with your appropriated fund balance.
Right. I don't think a fund balance policy needs that amount of detail, but we can talk about it.
No, we were talking about that would be a different document.
It would be a procedure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be valuable.
I think that's more relevant.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I've not had one before.
No.
It was.
It's right here.
Yeah,
It was in my brain, it was Don Hartel's brain. and
we
now-
practice it, and we practice it, and we discuss it, but we don't have it documented, that's all we do. So we'll just need to make sure that the policy that I do and what procedure to do, that they cross-reference, right? So that's good.
Makes sense.
And,
You went home?
in this case, it's short, I just need everyone to look at it and raise questions if something's unclear or we think something needs to be changed. Do not hesitate, because that's what this is for. This is just to roll along and make sure it's good. The more perspectives and the more questions we answer, the more tweaking, it's probably going to be closer to what really happens. So I'll send that out tomorrow. And beyond that, I don't think I have anything else for tonight. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
No, I didn't move.
Oh.
I need someone to move it.
I so moved.
Okay. Susan moves. Is there a second?
Do we need a policy and procedure?
Don't tempt me.
That we have in front of us.
Susan moves. Pat seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're officially adjourned at 8:29.
I'm just really sorry for you and your voice. No more talking.
Got to watch Brian's PhD defense today.
Really?
Oh, no, it's